Hey guys, Merry Christmas. Yesterday was Christmas Day and we went to go see Mufasa at AMC theaters, and I wanted to take a couple minutes to share some thoughts with you and encourage you guys to go see this movie, especially if you grew up with The Lion King. You know, it's been 30 years now since The Lion King originally debuted in the movie theaters in 1994. And in this movie, Mufasa, we have both a prequel and a sequel to that movie. Let's talk about it in this video. About 2 weeks ago, the middle of December, the expectations for Mufasa was that it would open up its 3-day weekend somewhere between $45 and $60 million, and on its entire domestic run, bring in $209 to $290 million. Unfortunately, Mufasa only opened up with a $35 million 3-day weekend, with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 taking the lead from those people that wanted to go see a movie with their family, with their kids. Since that opening 3-day weekend, however, the tables have turned, with Mufasa taking the lead over Sonic 3. Yesterday, Christmas Day, Mufasa bringing in almost $15 million domestically, while Sonic 3 only brought in $10 million. That brings the total for domestic box office for Mufasa to just under $65 million. Will we still get a $209 to $290 million domestic take for Mufasa? Well, that story is still to be told, but I wanted to take a minute to encourage you guys to go see this movie. If you are a fan of The Lion King from growing up as a kid, or a parent of kids that watched The Lion King 100 times, or if you have new kids now, this is a fantastic family movie. The movie is a photorealistic animation, much more than a cartoon, and it is the story of Mufasa, how he grew up, and his relationship with his brother, Scar, how they met, and how they grew up together. And if you are a fan of The Lion King, you are really going to enjoy, I think, getting to know this backstory of these two brothers, how they met when they were cubs, the bond that they had together, and what it was that set them against each other. How did that bond break? Maybe the most confusing thing for some folks watching Mufasa is just keeping up with the timeline, because we start out the movie with a grown-up Simba, and he is together with his wife Nala, about to take off and go to the birthing area, which is in some distant area a bit away from where the pride hangs out. Nala is pregnant and she's going to have a baby. Simba and Nala already have one baby named Kiara, and they leave Kiara in the care of Timon and Pumbaa, and Rafiki joins. And as this little group is huddled together waiting for mom and dad to come back a few days later, Rafiki keeps Kiara entertained with a story about her grandfather, Mufasa, and his youth, and how things got to where they are today, where Simba is in charge of the pride. In this video, I'm not going to have any spoilers or walk you through the entire plot. I want you to go see the movie, but I think that understanding who some of these characters are before you go watch it will make the initial few minutes of the movie make much more sense. Once we go into the prequel sequence where Rafiki is telling the story of Mufasa being a cub, we get to meet Masego, who is the father of young Mufasa, and Afia, who is Mufasa's mom. You'll get to hear the story of young Scar, how he grew up and how his family ended up adopting Mufasa. And you can see here in this photo, the two had a very tight bond when they were younger. And also in this movie, we get the introduction of Sarabi, and how Sarabi eventually ended up becoming the wife of Mufasa. That is all I'm going to tell you about the characters in this movie. Hopefully that helps you get started at a faster pace than we did, trying to keep up as all of these characters got thrown at us. I don't want to ruin it for you. I want you to go enjoy it and discover it for yourself. But my experience watching the movie, let's talk about that for a second. The music in this movie is maybe not quite as good as the original Lion King. I think it's harder to find a sing-along song in this movie. But I will say that I enjoyed the music and the pace of the movie on the second half of the film much more than the first half. So if it feels a little bit off to you in the first half of the movie, don't worry, it gets a lot better in the second half of the film. The totality of the film, in my view, is excellent. The animation is excellent. The backstory is excellent if you're a fan of The Lion King. There are a lot of good values and lessons in this movie, as you would expect from a movie in the Lion King family. And I think whether you're going with your kids to watch the movie or your spouse or some friends, there will be a lot for you to talk about after this movie is over. And I will wager that at some point in the future, this will be a movie that you will want to watch a second time. If you have seen Mufasa already, let me know down in the comments. Did you like it? What did you think? And if you haven't seen it, let me know down in the comments if you're planning to go or not. And if not, why aren't you going to see this movie? I'm just curious what is on your guys' minds. Thank you for watching my review of the Mufasa movie. I am Tony Denaro, and I will see you on the next video.